But one special memory that I know I'll never forget is sitting next to him on the airplane after we'd known each other for 3 weeks and saying, "So when are we going to get married?" I just heard fireworks and bells and lights going off in my head. It was an experience like I've never had before.
I met her in June of 1986. Sue was a consultant with a management consulting firm.
At that point, it was a business engagement because my boss and I were supposed to come, and at the 11th hour, my boss couldn't go, so he said, "You're going." I said, "It's a football game." "Are you crazy? It's the Nebraska-Oklahoma game. Of course you're going." "You're going."
The number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the country. So if anybody who had any Americanism in them wanted to be there.
Living with her is happiness ever after. So we have a great relationship. We do almost everything together, work together, live together, raising kids together, being part of a community together, living the good life, and hopefully being a good example for other people, most particularly our children.
The sweetest thing about Don is that he loves me every single day. Every single day he wakes up and he tells me that he loves me. And he cares so much about close family relations. It's beautiful. I think sometimes people think that Don is really a tough guy. You know, he dresses beautifully. He's physically imposing. He's got this really, really deep voice.
Donald L. Sturm.
They get nervous when they see a guy like that, and they think that he's just a tough guy who's all business. But he doesn't go through a day without wanting to talk about how much we love each other and how glad we both are that we're together.
If this was a dating service and she put her name in and I put my name in, I don't think they'd ever make the match. But it's one of the most wonderful relationships that any couple could have.
The day that we kept for our wedding.
We got married in September of '87.
I'll tell you a funny story. We got married in our apartment, and we had a beautiful spiral staircase.
A lot of rabbis will not conduct an intermarriage.
My sister was my maid of honor. She came down the steps ahead of me. And my daddy was a cool cucumber. Nothing got daddy rattled.
I went to New York to find a rabbi that would marry us.
But it was the wedding of his first child. He gets right up and takes my sister Kate and tries to give her to Don. And she's, "Daddy, Daddy, not me. No, it's supposed to be Susan." I didn't know what was happening down there, but I was awfully glad that he didn't take her. He waited for me.
The institutions that were there before we started Judaism Your Way were not in a position to represent the Jewish population in Greater Denver.
Look what we have here in Denver. So many people who had other things to do decided to devote themselves to trying to make something for our community. So we'd like to be part of that.
It became apparent to me, frankly, that something different in this community needed to be started. The first High Holy Day event, 14 people showed up. Last High Holy Day, we had 6,800 people that came over a 4-day period.
I mean, Judaism Your Way is our spiritual home for Jewish learning and living and celebrating.
Because I like it. I like the services.
It was in a garden that God first reached out, created people, and people touched God. And I like to think that when people are in the Botanic Gardens and they're at high holiday services, they're having that same experience that Adam and Eve had in the Garden of Eden.
I've been coming here for about 5 years now, and every year there's something new, there's something different to think about. You stretch us in new ways. I love the feel of it. Thank you so much.